check out this, man. So I'm on the rock. On the rock. That's with the rock. I'm rocking right now. Now, let me see if I get this position. Bing bong. If we keep adjusting, I'm just gonna turn it off. There we go. Okay, we got the sun, we got everything here. So, what I want to speak about this time. Oh, I gotta stretch. But anywho, Spirit keep telling me, okay, placenta. The placenta. So I'm gonna go into two different subjects, but the placenta is so vital. And this is a message to the mothers that will see this video, and then the fathers that also the dads that do not have knowledge of this. The more we become more in tune with spirit, you know, Mama Universe, so the universe reveals more to us about all these things that are unfolding. The more we look at things from a spiritual perspective, we see how powerful and limitless, divine, and abundant we truly are. We are gradually, or it's happened rapidly actually, because we're in this Aries season, which is the initiator, which is the fire. So many things are shifting. I always tell people the important thing to do now is breathe, free your mind, get out in nature, love on yourself, love the beautiful aspects of yourself that you can expand. Like, there's certain things about you that you can expand. Simple things like if you love whatever you love to do, that weird shit or whatever it is, that weirdness about you, love it and expand it. Just like me. Like, I never care to be accepted by society, people, even this world, or just anything here. I've learned to just accept myself, accept my journey, who I am. You know, them two, I don't know if did he slide across it, maybe it got caught on the camera, but anywho. The more I realize, and this is gonna somehow come into the placenta talk, I had a moment, because actually I do want to talk about this. So when my partner and I, the partner, well, at the moment I co-created with to bring forth Aliyah, one thing that I have a very important memory of, or a moment that I shared, is when Aliyah arrived and they immediately asked the father to cut or snip the umbilical cord. What I experienced during that moment is something unimaginable. Well, not even just unimaginable, but beyond this illusion of what the doctors, the hospitals, and all these people have conditioned people to believe. Let me express something to you. When I laid my hands on that umbilical cord, that placenta, the cord that connects the baby from the, we call it umbilical cord, or the cord basically that connects to the placenta. So Spirit started to reveal more knowledge of this to me, of how that connection is so vital and was so important. And see, this is the balance of everything, but at the same moment, I knew what I was coming into when I knew I had the power to share a message unapologetically not caring for the emotion of how others would react to it. Because you have those that will react, and then you have those that, that are knowing that my response to one's reaction is truly the power that, again, I choose to give away, or standing in that power. So back to the umbilical cord and the placenta. What I realize is that a lot of mothers or people don't have knowledge of the importance of what the placenta is and what it represents. The placenta, and I feel like I know this to be true, and I know it's going to be like, oh, you haven't had a baby or da-da-da. No. I saw through the wickedness and the illusion and the BS bullshit that has been, been going on in these doctors, in these hospitals for so long. When I place my hand on that placenta, I can feel the heartbeat. I can feel the pulse. I can feel the energy. I can feel the vibration. I can feel everything coming from that placenta to Aliyah. In that umbilical cord are multiple tubes. To my knowledge, and you are open to research this, do your own research, or those that may have knowledge of this already. There are multiple tubes that help cleanse the baby from being ill. There are tubes that feed the baby. There are things that help the process of the development and the creation of the baby itself. And so I now realize that the pressure into why they cut that fucking cord. When I say Spirit says that connection, it's like when you look at the placenta, it looks like a tree. When you look at, again, this is how nature reminds us of everything that we are. The creator source reminds us of everything that we are. So that being said, I was very aware on how I was brought into this world, or just the whole process of how that cord clipping immediately disconnects the source of what that baby or that seed is surviving, or how it survives, or how it is eating and living and breathing. Because through my experience, I'm thinking that it's something that connects the mother to the child. In essence, when the mother actually is going through this whole process of, the baby expanding and, the hips adjusting, the body adjusting, the baby gives off these stem cells that actually helps the mother heal herself. Because during that whole process of this development, this like that of like a butterfly, this metaphysical, transformation or expression of the creator, I'm like in awe of how it is that people or man or anyone can tell us how powerful we are. When the body of the woman, and the baby work hand in hand together. I've had so many talks with other women on how their stories have been so traumatic. Not just the mother I came through. There's a woman I know that had she actually has 12 or 13 kids. And how the process of them being they force, or they immediately, the doctors or however you want to call it, nurse or whatever, the process of the instillment or the psychological warfare on pushing fear, knowing the importance of this will go and somehow be connected to the child, because again, what the mother feels, the child feels, as well as the connection to the father. And let me tell you, it goes so much deeper to how even my experience, had I not, but I knew that was a part of my journey, on how the wickedness, and again, this so-called, it's inhumane, it's disgusting, it's degrading the value, it's anything but righteous of how the woman is being treated in the hospital. Not just the hospital, just so many other places, to where this has caused an not only emotional imbalance, your pH, being imbalanced, your spiritual not being aligned or balanced with the physical. So this is why we are becoming more online or in alignment with spirit, and Mama Universe stepping in, on how the nature or natural aspect of how everything coexists, correlates, is connected, and how it naturally unfolds through divine order. So I'm now seeing the importance of why it is what I've experienced through the feminine aspect of myself, meaning the woman, what I've experienced in my childhood and up to this very moment, and seeing how the pain, the agony, the anger, just everything has been passed through generations. Now me becoming more aware and seeing seeing the purpose, and how now becoming more conscious, aware, through unlearning and through the triggering, and through the more learning the subconscious programs and conditionings of what has been happening here. And so that right then again, the subconscious being the darkness, that of which is the water which everything comes from. Now seeing the importance of like how those experiences, and this is to a lot of mothers and fathers or people that's on your journey, you've experienced these things to bring forth a new way of being. You are here to innovate, to invent, to create, because we are creators. We are not workers. We are not these things of this world. Once you get more into the spiritual aspect of who you are, you connect with the universal mother, or the universal mama, or you connect with Father Spirit. You connect with all these different things, source, to where you realize you're one with all these things, and how important it is that your individual path and what you have experienced plays a role in all of which is unfolding right now. You becoming more online to what is a distraction and what is distracting you, And so my experience in the hospital, my experience in relationships, my experience up to this very moment is a part of why I am here to create the reality, a life that is more harmonious, bliss, divine, because there has been nothing great about the Americas up to this moment. There has been nothing amazing, about the only amazement that has been is the divine order. That's how, my perception of it. And I say that because up to this very moment, like, we are who we're looking for. I had to learn, like, there is nobody I got to go be like, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? Sometimes we are the ones, we are that light to trigger, to illuminate. Just like the sun illuminates. It has its purpose, just as these trees has its purpose, the water. Everything has its purpose here. So This is it, man. It's like I know that it's something amazing and bliss and beautiful and divine that's coming from all of this. And the more we become more in tune, we'll realize that that pain is gain now. And we're gaining more of a spiritual awareness and becoming more in tune with our spiritual gifts. See, that pain, I realized it was more focused on the physical. I was so more focused on what was happening to me physically in my life. The pain, I was reminded of so much of the pain, to where now I'm more in tune with the spiritual gifts that I am receiving, the more awareness of something beyond this physical, the more spiritual gifts of what I was giving here to expand in this life. I was given this life. I was given this spirit. I was given this awareness. I was given these gifts. I was given these things to share, not to abuse. I was given these things. See, if I would attach and hold on to the pain aspect of what happened and, what no longer, that doesn't exist anymore. If I hold on to that pain, then that'll rob me of this very moment of my existence, of everything happening just in this moment. So that darkness, that pain, all those things that happen, it now helps me illuminate my future, or the present in which I'm walking in and what I'm creating. We've always been powerful. We've always, the more knowledgeable, the more wisdom, all these things were given to us in this moment. And those, again, life is going to happen, the success, the abundance, the prosperity, these things you already have in your DNA. And it's not going to come in the same way like how we perceive it. But it's going to come in a way of how spirit gives us glimpses and visions, gives us glimpses of what's to come, And when I'm reminded of that placenta, I see the beginning of what spirit sees as a tree of life, because that connection, which now in the invisible, which we can't really see, but that we have a spiritual connection. There is a spiritual connection to the tree of life, which is source. And see, that is what connects us now to our spirit, to our soul. And now we're coming more in alignment with that. And that's why this knowledge that, again, is coming online to a lot of us now. And this is why it's important for us now, me. Had I not came to nature and be reminded of what I'm connected to, this message would have never been here, because if I would have been around something that was more chaotic or not in alignment, I wouldn't be sharing this message. But I'm truly grateful. There's so much more that I'm still going to share with y'all. But I just want to let you know that, again, that pain is gain now. It's worth it, because now it's more about being spiritually secure and knowing that nothing externally can do anything or harm you or could pose a threat, because spirit is all there is. And so, yeah, we came here to live. We came here to enjoy it. Peace and blessings. But